guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a first impressions swatches comparison video with the new palette from BH Cosmetics. This is the Let That Ish Go palette, and I picked this one up, and I picked up two other palettes as well from this collection because I really like the color story and I haven't really purchased anything new from BH, so I figured this was my chance. So if you want to see comparisons, how I created this look, and my first impression thoughts, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I have been on YouTube for over 10 years now, and my focus here on my channel is tan girl friendly makeup. If you like first impressions and swatches on tan skin, then this is the place for you. I remember when I first got on YouTube, I had such a hard time finding swatches on my skin tone, so I decided to take matters into my own hands and start up my YouTube channel. So if that sounds good to you, highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell. I do post quite often, so I would hate for you to miss any of my future uploads. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, so I am a BH Cosmetics fan, and you guys will see that in my comparison portion of this video. But first off, let me just tell you a little bit about this palette. So it is a 9-color shadow palette, and it says, burn your sage and shake the haters off with the Let That Ish Go earthy zenned out shades in the intense greens and browns. Give off the perfect amount of chill kid vibes with ultra pigmented mattes and high shine shimmers that prove you're 100% over it. So this is a Leaping Bunny certified vegan formula, and it says it's extra clean, made in the PRC, and it has a 24-month shelf life. So that is all the information that is printed on the palette, as well as ingredients and things like that. Now, the weird thing about this palette, it doesn't come with a sleeve or anything. It just comes like plastic wrapped, so you know the palette hasn't been tampered with. And then like the text is upside down if you hold the palette this way. So when you hold it this way, it's readable, but then the palette is upside down. Does that make sense? So if I'm holding it the right way, the lettering is upside down on the front, which is weird, but you open it like this, and then there's a cute little mirror, and this is the color story for this palette. So I feel like if you have been following BH for a while, you probably already have a palette very similar to this, because I feel like the avocado toast palette is very similar to this, but I still wanted to get it. I just thought it was a cute size and everything, so I'm going to go ahead and swatch this. I'm going to switch things up a little bit today. Usually I just put the swatches in, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to just swatch them while I talk to you guys. So here we are swatching the first row, and this row is all neutral shadows. So I have Namaste, Blissed Out, and MJ. Jeez Louise. I am so old, I swear. It's like, I don't even know what I'm doing with all this slang. That MJ shade though, oh my goodness. That just went on like butter. Like butter. So if you like neutrals with a pop of green, this might be the palette for you. Those three shades are so pretty. I can't get over that last shade. It's so beautiful and just like chocolatey looking. Very rich color. And just so you guys know too, the palette does contain 5 shimmers and 4 matte shades. So nice distribution of mattes and shimmers. And this is the second row. We have Good Karma, Chill Pill, and Palo Santo. I use Good Karma and Chill Pill in my look today. So there is the second row. And I'll do the third row next. So we have 2 shimmers and a matte shade. And let's swatch. That's a pretty color too. I knew that was a duochrome. This green is so pretty. Okay, so we have Sage Stick, which I used on the outer corner of my eye. Then we have Over It and Shake It Off. I did use all 3 of the last row on my eyes today as well. So take a look. What do you think of the swatches? Let me know if you guys have a preference of how I swatch. I personally like inserting the clips just because then I can get my arm really close to the camera versus now I'm like sitting quite far away from the camera. So I figured since I didn't have a lot of shades to swatch in this video, it would be more fun to like just chill and talk and swatch. But if you prefer the other method, I'm always looking for feedback from you guys, so just let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Really helps me out. And yeah, now that I've swatched the palette, let's get into how I created this eye look. Okay, so I'm gonna film the demo portion of this video. I'm so excited to do a green eyeshadow look. You can definitely do a neutral with like a pop of color with this palette, but you guys know me, I'm a sucker for green eyeshadow, so I think I'm gonna stick to the green shades. And I feel like I do enough neutral looks on my channel, but you guys will have to let me know. And I was originally planning on doing like 3 looks, 3 palettes with the 3 palettes I got from this collection. But I figured I would start filming and I'll just do individual videos, because that way I'm more likely to get videos up versus you guys not getting any videos and never seeing this palette on my channel. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start off with the shade Over It. It's like a beautiful dark green, and I'm using the Sigma brush that I showed in my Midas Cosmetics video with the Perception collaboration palette. This is their Pride Month brush collection, and it's so cute. I didn't actually get to use it too much in the Midas video, so figured I'll use the clean ones in this video. And I usually start off with the light matte shades, but I thought it would be fun to do something different and start off with the dark mattes and then blend them out with the lighter mattes. So that's what I'm doing today. Just switching it up a little, because why not? This shade is so pigmented, but this brush is driving me bananas because it's like almost dense, and I feel like it's like hurting my hand to blend, which is kind of strange. Oh my gosh. Am I getting old? Okay, I'm gonna go into Chill Pill, which is a pretty lighter green shade. So I'm gonna put that on the inner half of my crease. And I'm gonna use that to kind of blend out that dark green shade. I'm gonna try a different brush. I'm just curious. So I'm gonna grab the Sonia G Classic Crease. See if it makes it easier for me to blend. So I'm trying to figure out what really like drew me to this collection, because I do feel like this palette color story I have in the Avocado Toast collection, as well as the palette, the Emerald palette that they just did with their Birthstone series. I did buy that palette with this order because I haven't tried any of the Birthstone palettes, and I know a few different friends of mine here on YouTube actually do videos with the new birthstones every month, so I've been like watching them, and I think all of them really liked the Emerald palette. So I figured, okay, I can spend $9 on the Emerald palette just to see what it was gonna be like, you know. So I did grab that. I think I will try that on for a video, maybe on its own. I don't really want to include that with these videos, but I will definitely show you guys a side by side. We'll talk about it when I do the comparisons in this video, because I do feel like BH does have a lot of like monochromatic neutral mixed with green palettes in their existing collection. So I was able to blend the 2 mattes together, and I like how it looks. I can't say I love it, but it looks okay. And now we're gonna do shimmer shades. So there are 3 green shimmer options in this palette. There is a kind of like light green shade called Good Karma, which I might use as an inner corner. We have Shake It Off, which is a beautiful like light green shimmer. And then we have Sage Stick, which looks like a really like army khaki green. So I will probably use all 3. on my lid today in some fashion. I'm going to start off with Shake It Off because that's like the lighter green. Because I'm going to use the same brush for all 3 shades, I think. So I'm going to start this off kind of in the middle and then slowly bring it towards the inner corner. But I want to leave a little bit of space in the inner corner for that really light green, like the, it's almost like a teal light green shade. So I'm putting this shade on. It's going on really pretty. And spray the brush again. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean off my flat brush on the towel I just keep here. And I'm going to go into Sage Stick, which is like that green brown shade. I'm going to spray my brush and I'm going to put that on the outer corner. This is definitely more of a brown leaning green. But I'm just going to blend that into the outer corner matte shade. The shimmers are performing really well. So now I'm just going to go into the light green called Shake It Off and just kind of tap it and help blend the 2 shades together, because I think that's really important when you have 2 shimmer shades on your lid, just to kind of give it a blend so that there's no harsh line, you know, on the lid. Because sometimes I know in the past when I wasn't really paying attention, I would sometimes like put 2 different shades on my lids and then I wouldn't blend them and it looked really harsh on camera and in person. So I feel like this definitely looks blended. So it almost looks like the light is constantly hitting my eye and the inner corner is more lit and the outer corner is more dark. So that's kind of it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the under eyes, put on some foundation, and I will be back to show you guys the completed look. Okay, so here is the final look. Everything that is on my face, I will try and remember to link down in the description box for you guys. I just got these earrings from Target. I thought they were so cute and I just love the colors. So if you want the link to that, it'll be in the description box. I did purchase these palettes myself, but they are available on BH Cosmetics website. I don't know if they're coming to Ulta. So this is the look with the palette, and then I grabbed a bunch of comparisons. So I feel like this eyeshadow color story I could do over and over and over again. You guys know how much I love green eyeshadows. So from my single collection to my eyeshadow palette collection, I do have this color story over and over again. I tried to be really aware of like the price point of the palette, so I didn't really grab like any of my Melt palettes or anything like that. But I did grab my BH Cosmetics palette. So let me show you the one I really think is gonna be exactly like this, and that is the Avocado Toast palette. So this Avocado Toast palette is part of their Weekend Vibes collection. They did like waffles and blueberries and all kinds of stuff. And the weird part is that I think this palette and this palette are very close to the same price. And this palette has 16 shades and the Let That Ish Go only has 9 shades. So let me compare the amount of product because I am curious. This says total net weight is 0.56 ounces or 16 grams. And the Let That Ish Go palette says that the total net weight is 0.42 ounces or 12 grams. So this palette does have less product. I'm going to put the 2 price points on screen because I can't remember, but I swear I remember this being like $14 and I believe this one was $15. So curious to know why there is a difference in price because this one does have less product. So just want to throw that out there. And then of course my all-time favorite green palette from BH Cosmetics that you cannot buy is the Pistachio palette. I don't know why they discontinued this or they haven't bought this back. Like, if I was BH, I would just focus on making this Sweet Shops collection over and over again. But as you can see here, we have all the beautiful green shades you'll ever need. And this palette doesn't have the neutrals, but that doesn't really bother me because I have neutrals over and over again. So this palette has 18 grams and this palette has 12. So there is a difference in product, but again, I can't remember how much the Sweet Shop palettes were, so I will put that on screen as well. And this one has 16 grams, so there is a difference in product between these two as well, in case any of you cared. I don't know who asked for that much information, but anyway. And then I did grab the Emeralds palette when I placed the order for this new collection. So let's just compare these two. This one has 9 grams, so you do get more product in this palette, but there's also less shades in this, and one of them is a pressed glitter. So do keep that in mind. And this one has kind of different greens. There's no like light matte green in this palette, so you're definitely getting kind of a different color story with this one. But I just thought, in case you guys were curious, I would give you a little side by side on these two palettes as well. So those were the main ones I had from BH, and then I grabbed my affordable most favorite green eyeshadow palette. And I know some people aren't big fans of the Profusion eyeshadow formula, but again, this is a $5 palette. Like, you can't really beat $5 when you're on a budget. So there is the Profusion Emeralds palette against the Let That Ish Go palette from BH Cosmetics. And then I have the ColourPop Just My Luck palette. This is their monochromatic green eyeshadow palette that they launched quite a while ago. I got this when it originally came out for like St. Patrick's Day in like 2017 or something like that. So there they are side by side. Again, another affordable all green eyeshadow palette option. Just want to show you those two. I haven't used this palette in a long time, so honestly I can't vouch for the quality of the eyeshadows. And we all know ColourPop is constantly cranking out 9-pan eyeshadow palettes, so it would be fun for them to redo like a green eyeshadow palette. I think that would be really, really fun. I also decided to grab the Juicy Olive palette from Give Me Glow, just to give you guys like an indie option. So here, these are side by side. I think there's more color options in the BH palette, but of course the Juicy Olive is from an indie brand. So just showing you side by side. And then I also grabbed the Kaleidos Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green palette. This is such a pretty color story. Definitely more of that like grungy green, melt, Gemini vibes, but I figured I would use this as a more affordable option from some of my more high-end makeup brands. So there's those two side by side. So that is it for all the comparisons. I'm sure most of you, if you watch my channel, have at least one or two of the comparison palettes I showed you guys. So let me know, have you been tempted to pick up the new launch from BH Cosmetics? I personally didn't have any issues as far as application goes. I think if you're getting into makeup newly, this would be a great price point for you to try out if you want to try some colorful eyeshadows and not break the bank. I also picked up the Do Not Disturb and the F Off palette from this collection, so I will do separate videos on those, and just keep an eye out, subscribe so you don't miss it. But yeah, overall, I think that if you end up picking up one of these palettes, you will be really happy. Of course, I know some people aren't big fans of the names, and honestly, I don't blame you, because maybe you just don't want to have that laying on your vanity. I totally understand. Some of you might be makeup artists and you don't want to explain to a client, but I also see where these can have such a great appeal to people. So I think it's fun. It doesn't bother me. I like the eyeshadow palette. I wasn't expecting anything less from BH, honestly, with this collection. So very happy with it. I will link the palette down in the description box. If you guys have any other questions, let me know down in the comments. You know I love chatting to you there. And I will see you in my next video soon. Bye, guys!